The music world was struck with grief and disbelief this past Thursday as news broke of the untimely passing of Jill Sobule, the beloved singer-songwriter who etched her name into pop culture history with her 1995 hit, I Kissed a Girl. Jill died in a devastating house fire in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The tragedy unfolded in the quiet of the night, shattering not only the physical structure she called home but also the hearts of countless fans, friends, and collaborators who had been touched by her artistry, her humor, and her unwavering commitment to truth and self-expression. Born in Denver, Colorado, Jill Sobule was far more than a one-hit wonder. She was a musical storyteller, a sharp observer of the human condition, and a pioneer who fearlessly infused her personal experiences into her work long before it became common or accepted in mainstream music. Though I Kissed a Girl brought her into the spotlight, especially among young people grappling with identity and belonging in the 90s, Jill's contributions to music and culture stretched far beyond that iconic song. Her version of I Kissed a Girl wasn't about sensationalism. It wasn't meant to be provocative for provocation's sake. It was confessional, vulnerable, and cheeky all at once, a delicate balancing act that few artists have been able to achieve. Unlike later interpretations of the same concept by other pop stars, Jill's take on Kissing a Girl was grounded in realism, in awkwardness, in sweetness. It was a song that didn't demand approval or validation, it simply was. That authenticity became a hallmark of her career. Whether she was performing in front of sold-out venues or playing intimate acoustic sets, Jill Sobule's music always resonated with sincerity. Her fans didn't just enjoy her tunes, they felt seen by them. Her career spanned over 30 years and included the release of 12 albums, each of them layered with biting wit, heartfelt confessions, and characters drawn from the tapestry of her life. Yet for many, Jill was a bit of a secret treasure, not unknown but not fully understood. To those who knew her music intimately, she was nothing short of a genius. She was the kind of artist who could draw you in with a light-hearted melody, only to gently gut-punch you with a lyric that carried the weight of lived experience, heartbreak, hope, or rebellion. Jill's artistry wasn't confined to her albums. She poured herself into a wide array of projects, crossing the boundaries of traditional music-making to create something truly personal and resonant. One of her crowning achievements was the autobiographical musical F**********Seventh Grade, a brutally honest and often hilarious reflection on adolescence, queerness, and survival. Production earned critical acclaim not just for its content but for its bravery. It was an extension of Jill herself, raw, real, and utterly unapologetic. In her music, Jill tackled themes like mental health, politics, love, loss, and identity with equal finesse. Her satirical songs were biting without being cruel. Her emotional ballads were vulnerable without being maudlin. She found a way to make her listeners laugh, cry, and question, often all in the span of a single song. Her musical voice was unlike any other, and her lyrics had the power to cut through noise and reach into the soul. Though often associated with her hit songs, Jill was never one to coast on past success. She was constantly evolving, constantly writing, constantly pushing herself into uncomfortable creative spaces. She wasn't interested in fame for fame's sake. She was interested in art, in connection, in making people feel something, even if that something was messy or complicated. Her career also found its way into television and film. One of her most recognizable contributions came in the form of Supermodel, a song featured on the soundtrack of the 1995 cult classic Clueless. The film, which starred Alicia Silverstone, Paul Rudd, Brittany Murphy, Donald Faison, Breckin Meyer, and Stacey Dash, became a touchstone of the decade, and Jill's song became a beloved anthem of teen insecurity and sarcasm. With its catchy chorus and smart satirical lyrics, Supermodel found a home in the hearts of a generation. Later in her career, Jill wrote and performed the theme song for Nickelodeon's Unfabulous, introducing her voice to a new, younger audience. Even those who didn't know her name knew her sound, bright, inquisitive, slightly quirky, and always compelling. Jill Sobule was more than a musician. She was a storyteller, a chronicler of the times, and a fearless advocate for human rights. She used her platform to champion the marginalized, to speak out against injustice, and to shine a light on voices often ignored in mainstream narratives. Her art was political, personal, and powerful, and she never shied away from difficult topics. Whether addressing gun control, LGBTQ+ rights, or the struggles of middle school, she brought a unique empathy and clarity to everything she touched. Those close to her describe her not just as an artist, but as a friend, a mentor, and a spark of light in the lives of those she encountered. Her manager, John Porter, spoke to the depth of their personal and professional relationship in the wake of her death, telling Variety, "Jill Sobule was a force of nature and human rights advocate whose music is woven into our culture. I was having so much fun working with her. I lost a client and a friend today. I hope her music, memory, and legacy continue to live on and inspire others." His words encapsulate what many feel, that Jill's passing is not just the loss of a musician, but the loss of a voice, a spirit, and a creative force who made the world a little less lonely for those who heard her. The time of her death, Jill was actively touring and had a performance scheduled for the very next day at Swallow Hill Music's Tough Theater in her hometown of Denver. The show, which promised to be a celebration of her past work and her ongoing evolution as an artist, now stands as a heartbreaking reminder of the music that will never be played, the stories that will remain untold, and the connections that will never be made. To imagine Jill preparing for that show, rehearsing her set list, tuning her guitar, perhaps scribbling a few last-minute notes on a lyric sheet, is to be reminded of how sudden and cruel life can be. She had so much more to give, so many more songs to sing. And yet, in the span of a few hours, that future was taken from her, leaving a gaping hole in the hearts of those who loved her and in the world of music at large. The fire that claimed her life has not just consumed a house, it has extinguished a rare and irreplaceable flame. Authorities continue to investigate the cause of the blaze, and while the physical facts may eventually come to light, no explanation will ever truly account for the magnitude of this loss. In remembering Jill Sobule, we remember a woman who sang without shame, who spoke with honesty, who lived with heart, and who gave permission to others to do the same. She taught us that it was okay to be messy, to be complicated, to be confused, that it was okay to kiss a girl and feel something even if the world wasn't ready to understand it. She wasn't trying to provoke, she was trying to live and to bring us along with her through the power of melody and truth. Fans across the globe have begun mourning in their own ways. Social media is flooded with tributes, old videos, personal anecdotes, and heartfelt messages. For some, Jill's music was the soundtrack to first love, to heartbreak, to figuring out who they were. For others, her work was a lifeline, proof that someone else had been there, had felt the same confusion or longing or joy. And perhaps that's what makes Jill Sobule's legacy so enduring. She didn't write songs that told you how to feel. She wrote songs that felt like you. In a world filled with polished personas and curated content, Jill remained resolutely herself. She wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, and in doing so, she gave others the courage to be vulnerable too. Her voice, that delicate balance of sweetness and grit, will echo for generations. Her words will continue to spark reflection and conversation. And her spirit, irreverent and inquisitive as it was, will never truly be silenced. 'Cause Jill Sobule wasn't just a singer. She was a mirror, a megaphone, a muse. And while her physical presence may be gone, her essence, her soul, lives on in every note, every lyric, every smile sparked by the thought of her.